60s under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy, slight chance of a rain shower. High 80, winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Low 70, winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, sunshine and clouds mixed. High 81, winds east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Today on Wake Up with Al, the south central U.S. preparing for another round of heavy rain and showers. How much do we see and when does it clear up?
Yeah, it could be some heavy rain. Some places tattooed like a breaded veal, man. Hey, take a look at this. Folks in the south and the northeast, enjoy the unusually warm weather while you can because you're in for a cool down the next few days.
It's never washed up in all the prior storms. After Sandy, it didn't wash up. Now we find it, 2 years after Sandy.
What a beach restoration project along the Jersey Shore unearthed, and why the discovery has historians excited to find out what else might show up. It's all right here, right now, on the Power Hour of Wake Up with Al.
Live from New York and the heart of Rockefeller Center, it's Wake Up with Al with Al Roker and Stephanie Abrams.
Top of the hour, top of the morning, November 5th, 2014, day after Election Day. Welcome to Wake Up with Al.
And we are live in New York City with all the information that, well, not just us, but you need.
That's right. Let's get it started. We call it the top 3, everything you need to know as you head out the door. Well, first of all, down south, the heavy rain threat continues, but some of this rain beneficial for our friends in Texas on into Oklahoma, from Midland, San Antonio, Dallas, moving east into Memphis. Another shot of warm air, the last one for a while. In fact, ahead of this front, look at these temperatures. Montgomery, 5 degrees above average at 77. Savannah, 5 degrees above average. D.C., 7 degrees above average. And then here comes our first big shot of cold air of the season. Buffalo's going to see 39 by Friday, a high of 46 in Chicago. D.C., 55, and Boston Reynolds will only see 47 by Friday.
Well, there you go. I mean, certainly some big changes that we're going to be seeing there. Hey, also changes in parts of the Southland. There's no way around it. The Lone Star State is going to get soaked. A wet morning for much of the state. Take a look at this. It's the same system that brought record-setting rainfall to places like Lubbock last night. It is coming down like a Tito Puente drum beat. Look at that stuff. Exactly. Yeah, we had a Tito Puente mention this morning. 2.1 inches of rainfall right here. And that number smashes the old record of 0.58 that was set about a decade ago, back in 1994. The rain is moving out of Lubbock and is heading east. Let's go ahead and track it right now. So here's the story. Here's what we're dealing with. This is your rainmaker, and it's going to be shared by people in Fort Worth and over into Dallas, right along parts of 35. Doesn't matter if it's west, east, north, south. You're going to be dealing with the scattered showers. Austin this morning outside Kirby Lane Cafe and all the way to the steps of the Alamo in San Antonio. It's rain. It's going to be one of those galoshes kind of story. From Marble Falls, Texas, clear up into Kyle Field and College Station, you've got the flash flood watch that's going to be in effect. Everywhere you see green, it could be troubling for you, so just be prepared. A lot of those dry arroyos that you have out towards West Texas, those are going to be filled up. That dry, caliche soil, rain just runs off of it, and that's where you're going to have some headaches. Let's take you hour by hour, and we're going to time it for you, going from the early morning to midday hours. No break. You might have a break, say, at noontime for lunch, but the rain's going to keep going. It's still going to be working for you. North of Shreveport, you got the showers. They'll get heavier into the afternoon and evening hours. And then notice by Houston, possibly some scattered showers out by Bush, Continental Airport. So you might have some delays there. Let's take you through tonight. Notice the rain continues without delay from Jackson to Nashville, clear up into the Ohio Valley. And in terms of totals, Big Bend, wow, the Rio Grande's going to be getting filled out. 3 to 5 inches of rainfall in very short order. Now,
all right, Reynolds, let's take a look. Charleston right now, College of Charleston providing this video for us. It's a cool start to the morning with temperatures in the 50s. Our highs for today, Charleston 77, Atlanta 72. Showers move into Memphis, 58 degrees as that front moves in. Here's the jet stream dipping down, low pressure moves across. And so we're going to be watching those temperatures anywhere from 10 to 20 degrees below average by Friday into Saturday. today. Nashville, you're on that leading edge of cool air. 59 tomorrow for a high. That's 4 degrees above average. But Atlanta, you're at 69, 2 degrees above average. Jacksonville at 81. Here we go into the southeast. Memphis today, 58. Same for tomorrow. Charlotte, 70. You hang in there. And Jacksonville still hanging in. Those temperatures still staying pretty normal.
Yep.
But as we get into the weekend, they will drop.
Yes.
All right, let's get you started off with our weather headlines. Let's start off with some amazing video of the aurora over New Zealand.
Oh, that is spectacular.
Oh.
Isn't that great? I mean, this breathtaking time-lapse video is compliments of the European Space Agency.
Those Europeans are always so nice.
Yeah, they sure are.
It's taken by astronaut Alexander Gerst while aboard the ISS, shot at about 250 miles above Earth, perfectly capturing that green aurora australis glowing in the night sky.
Nice. I don't think that was taken with a Polaroid Instamatic. I
No.
think that was taken with some pretty significant stuff. Good
I think
technology.
so.
Meanwhile, out on the West Coast, Californians, hold on to your hat.
And bad toupees.
Ooh, there you go. Exactly. Because a wind advisory is in effect for this afternoon for mountain areas just outside of San Diego and up into Los Angeles. San Gabriel's, it's going to be roaring. Gusts up to 50 miles an hour through the passes.
That's right. And as this Santa Ana gains strength, red flag warnings also going to be popping up. That's because we got low humidity, dry conditions, and that could fuel fears that wildfires could start and spread pretty quickly.
My goodness. Well, from fire, we go to ice. Check out this beautiful coating of it. Frost has recently covered China's northernmost province.
This forest in the Greater Mountains seems to have been covered in a snow-white cloak. Treetops appear to blend in with the clouds above, giving the residents there and tourists alike a majestic skyline.
Happy
to enjoy.
pictures, happy
Yes.
clouds.
All right. Now let us take our morning zen and continue it with Keith Carson in Atlanta. Keith.
You're channeling your inner Bob Ross. I used to watch that all the time. Happy little trees covered with ice. Let's talk about what's going on across the southeast today. It's really nice. We're in what's called the warm sector here in Atlanta, Montgomery, ahead of a cold front. So cold front here, warm sector in between. Temperatures into the low 70s into Atlanta today. Showers start getting into Memphis and Nashville. They'll see that green. That's where that front's at. Most of us in the southeast do not deal with it today. We'll deal with it tonight and tomorrow as far as the rainfall goes. Jacksonville, they had a big cool down there last week. Today, temperatures back into the upper 70s. Not a ton of sunshine as the front approaches. We may get some kind of debris cloud cover spilling over out ahead of it. Meanwhile, across the Midwest, it's cool to start. Chicago 38, 36 in Green Bay. We have one area of energy kind of coming down here that's going to meet with another area and turn into a larger storm in the East Coast by tomorrow. But today, it means a few snowflakes possibility across parts of Minnesota and Wisconsin. Nothing unusual there. Chicago actually looking pretty good today. Temperatures are in the upper 50s and then mid-50s by the afternoon. And gentlemen, speaking of Chicago, did you guys watch the Nick Wallenda thing? I didn't get a chance to.
Yes.
But apparently,
Yeah.
was he wearing the bell bottoms this time? Remember how he's wearing like bell bottoms across the Grand Canyon?
Yeah, I don't think he did this time around, but it still was pretty impressive. And Keith, almost as impressive as your knowledge of Bob Ross. I give you props, my friend.
I caught
That's
that
pretty
one the
impressive.
whole way.
Very impressive. All right. Hey, we got a successful stakeout for one officer in West Virginia.
That's right. He didn't catch the bad guy, but instead he captured a meteor that was streaking across the sky with his dash cam.
Yeah, that's right. Sergeant Luke Thomas says caught surprise when he saw this fireball falling from the sky Monday night. Back at the station, he Googled how to report a meteor.
Good gosh. Sky rockets in flight. Hey, his report ended up being just one of, get this, 400 American Meteor Society reports they received, spanning some 14 different states.
That's pretty impressive.
It is crazy.
Pretty impressive. Well, coming up on Wake Up With Al, a post-Sandy project on the Jersey Shore digging up some national attention, literally.
That's right. The crews have dug up a very mysterious object, what archaeologists believe could be the wreckage of, well, we'll let you know coming up.
Lily, she pretty much lives in her favorite princess dress. But once a week, I let her play sheriff so I can wash it. I use Tide to get out those week old stains and Downy to get it fresh and soft.
You are free to go.
Tide and Downy together.
From DreamWorks Animation
Are you my family? You don't have a family, and we're all going to die. What?
comes the untold story of how four brothers became the Penguins of Madagascar. Skipper,
Agent Classified. My name isn't Classified. My name is Classified.
Kowalski,
There's only one way to solve this.
We should kiss.
Teamwork.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say.
Private,
Hello.
and Rico.
Handcuff them.
They just have flippers, and I have flippers, so it's flippy.
fucking useless!
DreamWorks Penguins of Madagascar. Rated PG, November 26th.
This week on Weather Channel Mornings, record lows in the east, our first major snowstorm out west, and we're tracking a storm that could affect travel plans for millions. Live team coverage from North Carolina to New England. Watch Wake Up with Al and AMHQ with Sam Champion. This week, only on the Weather Channel Mornings.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy, slight chance of a rain shower. High 80, winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 70, winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, sunshine and clouds mixed, high 81, winds east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
See the weather like never before.
Look at this! Listen to that!
Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel Mornings.
It's Ram commercial truck season. And if you want to build something ahead of its time, you'll need trucks that are ahead of the rest. Trucks with the best fuel economy, 28 mpg highway, the best towing, 30,000 pounds, best torque, 865 pound-feet, and the best payload, over 4,400 pounds. The complete lineup of Ram commercial vehicles is ready to help you start building tomorrow. Get a great deal during Ram commercial truck season.
Let's get a head start on the holidays. Let's open something before Christmas. Not that. Those. And of course, a whole lot of these. Let's make merry, along with a few other things. Deck out that. Save all these and spread more of this. That's how to holiday. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. 100 count clear or multicolor incandescent lights, just $2.50.
Taking a look live at Wrigley Field, catchers and pitchers report in 12 weeks. So, just to get you through this next shot of cold air, think those warm thoughts. We got this cold air coming in. By lunchtime, Chicago, you're only at 51, 58 Kansas City, Louisville 56. High temperatures, not much better. Upper 50s to low 60s.
My goodness. Well, the Cubs are actually getting a new manager in town, plus they're getting that new trough that's going to build in. By late week, we can expect cooler air, not just for Chicago. But into Cleveland, even in Louisville, St. Louis also.
That's right. So as you watch those cooler temperatures, let's go to the beach right now. A mystery discovered under the sand on the Jersey Shore.
That's right. See, there was a beach construction project that unearthed an object. And although the identity is still unclear, it has maritime historians very excited.
That's right. From our friends at WNBC, Mr. Brian Thompson has the story from Brick Township.
It may not look like much more than a pile of old timbers, but this wreckage could just possibly be that of this ship, the Ayrshire, which foundered off Squan Beach 164 years ago, but launched a revolution in nearshore lifesaving.
If this is indeed that vessel, it had the fortune of wrecking right in front of a lifesaving station equipped with the life car to test. And they were very, very successful.
The life car looks like this. And on that freezing January day in 1850, 201 of the 202 immigrants and crew on board the Ayrshire were brought ashore to safety with a device never used before, but used often after. This wreckage was found buried under some 20 feet in the sand by a construction crew building a steel wall to protect Brick and Maniloking from a future Sandy. It actually broke one of the pile drivers being used on this project.
It's never washed up in all the prior storms. After Sandy, it didn't wash up. Now we find it, 2 years after Sandy.
But it is not clear yet what this wreckage comes from. Any number of ships were lost along this stretch of the shore, including this one, the Cornelius Grinnell, also right off Squan Beach. The state will send in an archaeologist with ground-penetrating radar to further investigate in the next week or so. But if it is a ship and not, for example, a barge, there could be a small treasure trove of personal items dating back to the mid and early 19th century.
They are, in fact, time capsules.
Whatever happens to this wreckage, and if it's of historical value, it won't be left here. The state DEP says this steel wall, except maybe here, will be finished on time before winter. In Brick, Brian Thompson, News 4 New York.
Wow, and that steel wall, they expect it to be completed by winter, but we'll have to wait and see.
That's right. Well, the insulation of that steel wall, it's pretty interesting. It's great to see just the shore come back to normal, but the discoveries you'll have.
That's right.
A little bit of sand moving away. It's amazing. Hey, let's dig into the sand and find our own little discovery named Keith Carson.
That's right. He's got the next 7 days. Hey, Keith.
Hey, gentlemen. Yeah, let's talk about the 7-day forecast. Today, the focus is down across the south where we have a cold front right there. A few snowflakes possible across Wisconsin, Minnesota as well. Not a big deal there. By tomorrow, this system becomes a larger one. Now, the difference between this and our last system, this is what we call an inside runner. It's on the west side, so it's a warm storm for the most part. Looking at rain in New York, in through Boston tomorrow, all the way down in through parts of Texas. There will be a little bit of snow with this system, but the snow will be confined to northern New England. They could see a good 8 to 12 inches there. Middle part of the country, quiet on Friday. Pretty warm in LA, by the way, coming in at 84 degrees, 82 on Saturday. Much of the country starts the weekend on a good note. Temperatures cool in Boston and New York. Atlanta coming in below average at 62 as well. Sunday, now we start to get a system that's going to come out of the northern plains here and dig down, so we'll be looking at some snow there. Not terribly unusual for this time of the year, to be honest, as you get into the northern plains on Monday. 34 in Minneapolis and some snow, so winter just kind of trickling on in. Al?
Keith, thank you so much. Well, coming up on the program, two of the greatest minds in weather joined for an expert update like no other.
That's right. And also, this typhoon holds the potential to become an even stronger winter storm. We're talking with Tom Nizzle coming up and Dr. Greg Postel.
I've always loved exploring and looking for something better. That's the way I look at life. Especially now that I live with a higher risk of stroke due to AFib, a type of irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. I was taking warfarin, but I wondered if I kept digging, could I come up with something better? My doctor told me about Eliquis for 3 important reasons. 1, in a clinical trial, Eliquis was proven to reduce the risk of stroke better than warfarin. 2, Eliquis had less major bleeding than warfarin. And 3, unlike warfarin, there's no routine blood testing.
Don't stop taking Eliquis unless your doctor tells you to, as stopping increases your risk of having a stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. While taking Eliquis, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer than usual for any bleeding to stop. Seek immediate medical care for sudden signs of bleeding, like unusual bruising. Eliquis may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures.
Those 3 important reasons are why Eliquis is a better find for me.
Ask your doctor today if Eliquis is right for you.
What Duluth Trading Wild Boar mocks feel like. What Duluth Trading Wild Boar mocks grip like. Duluth Wild Boar mocks with no slip grip. Comfy like a fuzzy bunny. Grippy like a big bad boar. Get a pair. Only at DuluthTrading.com.
For those headaches that just aren't bad enough for a lot of medicine, there's new Excedrin Mild Headache. 35% less medicine, plus a booster to end everyday headaches fast.
Oh, what a headache. Actually, my headache's gone.
Excedrin Mild Headache.
Wow, that was fast.
I've been using Walmart's Savings Catcher. Just enter your Walmart receipt, and if there's a lower advertised price at a top store in your area, Walmart will give you the difference on an e-gift card.
I use the circular to make a turkey. Gobble, gobble.
Really?
Join the millions who are saving with Walmart Savings Catcher.
Sunday nights, the Weather Channel unravels nature's darkest secrets. Every Sunday, a new tale of weather legend.
It may have just looked like a storm.
PCmatic won first place in the Virus Bulletin Rap Test, the most prestigious security competition in the world. PCmatic from the United States outperformed all its foreign competition. This victory is independent, third-party validation that PCmatic is the best at blocking viruses and keeping your computer safe from modern threats like CryptoLocker. At $50 for 5 computers for 1 year, PCmatic is a great value. But PCmatic is much more. PCmatic makes your computers faster and more reliable even after years of use. PCmatic supports Windows XP, keeping it secure and running as good as the day you bought it. PCmatic has a full, no questions asked 30-day money-back guarantee. And PCmatic is supported by Americans whose first language is English. To get top-rated, world-class security that also keeps your computers running great, go to PCmatic.com. That's PCmatic.com.
That's 800-675-0299. 800-675-0299.
See the weather like never before.
Look at this. Listen to that.
Amazing starts here. The Weather Channel Mornings.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy, slight chance of a rain shower. High 80, winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 70, winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, sunshine and clouds mixed, high 81, winds east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Minutes past the hour now. In the warmer weather months, this is about the time we would do the tropical update. But it's cold. But we thought, wouldn't it be great? It's like Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yes.
We get chocolate in my peanut butter, get your peanut butter in my chocolate. We've got not one, but two experts. We've got Greg Postel.
Yes.
And Tom Nizzle.
Unbelievable.
Together. Why is this, gentlemen? What has happened?
Well, we have the tropics and winter kind of mingling together right now. I mean, this is pretty cool stuff, guys. You know, we always read about how weather in one part of the world can impact our weather here. It's happening in front of your eyes. You don't need to go to a textbook. Look at the satellite pictures. You can see that we've got Typhoon Nuri in the West Pacific. There it is on the globe. Watch this, guys. This is the coolest thing. You will see that clouds streaming away from 115-mile-per-hour Typhoon Nuri way on the other side of the world in the West Pacific, moving out across the globe, and that is already adding some wiggle to the jet stream right now over us. But you know what else? Nuri is going to be moving into the Bering Sea in a few days' time, become a powerful winter storm. And to talk about its impacts on us, then let's talk with Tom Nizzle, our winter weather expert, combining the tropics and winter all in one.
Oh, this is great. Peanut butter and chocolate. I don't know which one you want to be there, but hey, this has been your area of expertise for years, Greg, and I really am fascinated by how the energy from a tropical system, when it gets into higher latitudes, can have an impact on the weather in North America.
Yeah, it is pretty amazing because tropical cyclones are like heat engines, and the air flowing out atop at high altitudes, what that does is it thumps the jet stream and it intensifies it, it strengthens it. And so the atmosphere kind of likes to have a balance. So when you punch it in one direction, it will respond back like a rubber band, like that. So what we're seeing is wiggles in the jet stream even right now that are being altered around, and that oftentimes leads to ridging in the west and troughing in the east, which is the familiar dipole of warm in the west and cool in the east. But that's not it. We're going to have a big winter storm in the Bering Sea as remnants of Nuri move that way.
Wow, we start out, and this is the biggest storm I think we've seen on record in the Bering Sea. The central pressure is so low in this storm, 60, 70 mile an hour wind gusts here and 30 to 40-foot seas. Boy, the fishing community is going to be in port for this. But this has an impact on what happens in North America. You talked about that. Let's take a look at how that cold air from up in the Arctic regions of Canada actually works its way all the way down, not only across the northeastern part of the U.S., but once again, almost all the way to the Gulf Coast. And Greg, I'll tell you what, these westerly winds coming across the Great Lakes here that are still relatively warm with the coldest air of the season is going to turn those lakes on to produce a lot of lake effect snow.
Yeah, this air has a history of residence time north of the Arctic Circle, so we know where it's coming from.
A true Arctic Express, and by the time we get into next Tuesday, temperatures some 15 degrees below normal, a high of only 24 in Bismarck. But look at Chicago, 37 degrees. As we get into Wednesday, even colder departures from what we normally see and much farther south, 51 for a high in Atlanta, 34 in Kansas or in Cleveland, and some of these temperatures will be as much as 20 degrees colder than what we normally see.
Yeah, and there's a risk to the forecast. It always tends to sort of verify colder than forecast. So we'll just see if that happens, if it ends up being colder than actually forecast.
Sounds good. Peanut butter and chocolate. We'll send it back to you.
That's amazing stuff. Hey, guys, question for you. I don't know which one of you can handle this. That globe, do they keep that in the basement next to Brian Norcross's lair?
Oh, we can't comment on that one. We'll let that go.
Yeah.
Okay, I just was wondering. Okay. Well, an amazing time-lapse video from the International Space Station.
Yeah, very compelling. Coming up, we're going to have the details of this amazing sight right after the break. That's coming up in just a few moments. By the way, isn't it great seeing those two together?
I know. They were amazing.
The greatest convergence since Fred and Barney Meet the Schmoo.
There you go. Hey, let's check out Detroit. Again, they're going to be experiencing those brutally cold temperatures. Right now, a little on the cool side, 42 degrees. We'll see temperatures in Detroit getting on up into the 50s. As you look live in Atlanta from our friends high atop the Coca-Cola Tower, you can see, again, another beautiful day. Temperature is going to be about 7 degrees above average, 52 now, warming up into the low 70s, but cooler times are coming.
Oh, beautiful times there, all the way from Stone Mountain clear down to Forest Park. It's going to be a beautiful day for you, and even down in Kennesaw, nice times in the heart of the South.
You're watching Wake Up with Al on the Weather Channel.
You get sick, you can't breathe through your nose. Suddenly, you're a mouth breather. Well, put on a Breathe Right strip and instantly open your nose up to 38% more than cold medicines alone. So you can breathe and sleep. Shut your mouth and sleep right. Breathe Right.
Service to aisle 3, please. Service to aisle 3.
Children, I am your father.
We all have a Disney side. And the best place to show it is Disney Parks. So come to the place where the entire family can laugh, let loose, and play together. Disney Parks. Come on, it's time to show your Disney side.
Ring, ring. Progresso.
I can't believe I'm eating bacon-enriched creamy cheese before my sister's wedding.
Well, it's only 100 calories, so you'll be ready for that dress.
Uh-huh.
You don't love the dress?
I love my sister.
40 flavors, 100 calories or less. Shopping online is as easy as it gets. Wouldn't it be great if hiring plumbers, carpenters, and even piano tuners were just as simple? Thanks to Angie's List, now it is. We've made hiring anyone from a handyman to a dog walker as simple as a few clicks. Buy their services directly at angieslist.com. No more calling around, no more hassles. Start shopping from a list of top-rated providers today.
Angie's List is revolutionizing local service again. Visit angieslist.com today.
For most people, earning cash back ends here at the purchase. But there's a new card in town. Introducing the Citi Double Cash Card. It lets you earn cash back when you buy and again as you pay. That's cash back twice. It's cash back with a side of cash back. The Citi Double Cash Card. The only card that lets you earn cash back twice on every purchase. With 1% when you buy and 1% as you pay. With 2 ways to earn, it makes a lot of other cards seem one-sided.
Hershey's Spreads. Bring the delicious taste of Hershey's chocolate to anything. Everything. With Hershey's Spreads, the possibilities are delicious. Thought it'd be bigger.
There's nothing I can't reach in my Subaru.
Introducing the all-new Subaru Outback. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
You get used to pet odors in your car. You think it smells fine, but your passengers smell this. Eliminate odors you've gone nose blind to for up to 30 days with the Febreze Car Vent Clip.
Wow, it smells good in here.
So you and your passengers can breathe happy.
This week on Weather Channel Mornings,
record lows in the east. Our first major snowstorm out west, and we're tracking a storm that could affect travel plans for millions. Live team coverage from North Carolina to New England. Watch Wake Up with Al and AMHQ with Sam Champion. This week, only on the Weather Channel mornings.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy, slight chance of a rain shower. High 80, winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 70, winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, sunshine and clouds mixed, high 81, winds east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
If you missed this Sunday night on the Weather Channel, you'll never know how twisted weather can be. Wicked Weather Sundays, every Sunday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Morning. This morning on Wake Up with Al, want to grab the umbrellas and the ponchos, especially if you're in the south central U.S. You're going to hit with drenching rains and showers. Will it affect your morning commute?
It may indeed. And hey, you know, folks, you know what's coming. Those of you along the East Coast, prepare to say goodbye to the... Exactly. Bye-bye. Farewell to the warmer temperatures that you've been enjoying because the cool down, it's on the way.
That was it. You know, it's crazy. He told me he's going to jump a football field, and I was like, all right. You know, then he came and asked me if I'd build him a big ramp, and that was it.
This is definitely not for the faint of heart. We're going to chat with the director of a movie following the lives of motorcycle enthusiasts around the world and how weather actually affects every race. As the power hour of Wake Up with Al motors on. Yow!
Live from New York and the heart of Rockefeller Center, it's Wake Up with Al with Al Roker and Stephanie Abrams.
Good morning, everybody. 30 minutes past the hour. Stephanie on vacation. Reynolds Wolf joining us.
It is great to be here, Al. It is Wednesday, of course. And to get you up to speed, folks, we want you to be advised not just on weather, but also the top 3 stories.
That's right. Everything you need to know as you head out the door. Let's start it off for you. Of course, we've got this heavy rain threat. The good news is it's good news for Texas and their drought as we continue to watch this. Some areas may pick up another 1 to 3 inches today, especially in West Texas. Well, one more day of nice warm weather in the east before a front comes through and says bye-bye to that. Look at these temperatures. Highs today, Montgomery, 5 degrees above average. Raleigh, 5 degrees above average. D.C. gets up to 7 degrees above average with a high of 67. Here comes the shot of cold air. By Friday, Chicago, you're only looking at a high of 46. Cincinnati, 48. As far south as Nashville, 54. Buffalo, 39. And on Friday, Reynolds, Boston will be struggling to get out of the upper 40s.
You know, a lot of people in Texas now are going to be struggling with the raindrops because that's going to be one of the big stories. Let's get right to the wet weather. If you live in Texas right now, odds are it's raining or it soon will be. And for many people that's been dealing with the raindrops, I want to show you a couple of pictures that have been sent in on social media. It's all about sharing, isn't it? Well, here we go. Boom. Sharing it is caring. It is caring, and we care about this in San Antonio. Take a look all the way from Meteoras even to SeaWorld. You've got the scattered showers coming down. This is sent in from Torcaddy, yeah. And then Donald W. Bond sent this one in from Houston, Texas, showing you the clouds billowing up and the rain soon coming down. That's quite a shot. And then the next shot that we have for you, well, we've got a trio, or maybe not. 2's good enough, right? Yeah, sure it is. All right, we'll take a look at this. More than 2 counties, in fact, many counties across parts of Texas dealing with the scattered showers and dealing with the flood alerts. We've got them from Del Rio, south of Austin, and even into San Antonio, where the rain is coming down now to beat the band. From Del Rio over to Victoria, you've got the cloudy skies with the bulk of the rain out west. That's going to change because this will kick up its heels and drive to the east. In Dallas to Shreveport, it's all about the rain. Drier air to the north, but very, very saturated in terms of the atmosphere in Austin and Dallas. even in Del Rio. Now, as we take you hour by hour, notice we move forward in time and the showers move forward towards the east, bringing with it some gusty conditions at times. Severe thunderstorms, well, may not be in the mix, but you still have that flood threat, and that's going to be a big issue for Central and South Texas, although know that there's also a good part of it. They're desperate for the rainfall. They're going to get it today. And notice, Al, as we make our way through Thursday, some spots, 3 to 5 inches of rain possible in the Big Bend area.
That's right. Well, still not enough to get rid of the drought, but certainly every little bit helps. As we look live from the top of the Coca-Cola World headquarters in Atlanta, temperatures in the low 50s. It's going to be a lovely day today, especially great day to get outside, do a little lunchtime sitting on the park bench. Atlanta 68, 58 Memphis, Tallahassee 76, Charlotte 65. High temperatures today getting up into the low 70s. Atlanta with some clouds. Rain starts to move into Memphis. Tallahassee 81 degrees. Charleston 77 and partly sunny skies. But boom, jet stream dips down to the south. It's going to bring that cold front along with it. And so highs tomorrow, again ahead of the front, not so bad. Charlotte 73, 69 in Atlanta, still 2 degrees above average. But Nashville, you're behind that system. 59 will show you your temperatures that below average. And here comes the front. Average high 67 today, 72. Tomorrow 69. And bam, Friday. 58 degrees, so big changes coming.
Man, that is quite the weather story. But for news, let's get the lowdown with Dara Brown, should we?
Well, we're not going to do that just yet.
Not yet?
But we've got a group of researchers who say, Dara Brown is standing by. We'll get to you in just a second, Dara. Group of researchers say they're alarmed by the rising sea levels along coastal marshlands of New Jersey.
And that's where Ted Greenberg comes in, because he takes a look at why this is a major concern for many experts.
That's right. Time for it.
They have to come by boat to study a swampy destination that's disappearing.
The marsh seems to be sinking.
This marsh along Barnegat Bay at Island Beach State Park is part of a network of monitoring sites across the region.
159.
Kirk Raper and other researchers from the Academy of Natural Sciences of Drexel University take measurements in the mud to determine how these crucial wetlands are keeping up with the pace of rising sea levels. Here, the water,
you can see the pond has increased.
Looks like it's winning.
I think it is alarming.
Why? Because the marshes can slow down storm surges like those that came during Sandy, serving as a buffer to protect heavily populated inland areas.
In the areas that had strong, healthy marshes, you could see where it actually reduced the impact.
When these markers went in the ground about 3 years ago, this area was filled with vegetation. Now you can see the plants have been replaced by pools of water.
There's fewer marshes, the land areas, the houses will be impacted more by flooding.
11.
As a result, the researchers believe some communities will be forced to adapt in the years ahead and potentially make changes to shoreline areas where houses currently stand.
Well, sea level rise is occurring, and it's not going to stop it's not going to stop in my lifetime.
In fact, experts say the water's rise will only get faster, fuel for a flood of questions about what they'll find during future visits to the marsh.
That's Ted Greenberg. And of course, marshlands and wetlands, a natural buffer against the storms like Sandy. So
very important.
Very important. Also very important, downtown Dara Brown from MSNBC. She's got our news headlines.
Good morning to you both. We have quite a few headlines today. Here's a look at them. Police in Philadelphia say they've identified a person of interest in the vicious kidnapping of 22-year-old nurse Carlisha Freeland Gator. And now they're working with officials in Maryland to bring him in. This is the man police want to speak with. He was seen on security video at a Shell gas station 70 miles south from where the abduction took place at around 6 a.m. Monday morning. Police say moments later the suspect walked a few steps to a bank where he used the victim's debit card. Her family says they don't recognize the picture of the suspect. Well, Americans have spoken and Republicans rule. For the first time in 8 years, the GOP controls both houses of Congress. But the biggest surprises came out of the gubernatorial races. In Illinois, millionaire businessman Bruce Rauner unseated Democrat Pat Quinn, and Charlie Baker is now the first Republican governor of Massachusetts since Mitt Romney. And this 3-year-old is too young to vote, but he still has a message for the big kids who can.
Did you want to vote?
Yeah.
Want to vote by yourself?
Yeah.
Do you know there's people out there who can vote that just don't? Is that sad? Did you want to vote?
That could have been President Obama last night.
I was going to say, or future president right there, you know?
Oh, crying action. Wow. But that is a very important message. Yes. Dara, thank you so much. All right, let's get a check a day ahead. Keith Carson, who rode in his car seat earlier today. Keith?
Yeah, that's what I looked like when I got up at 4 in Bangor. I was like, oh, it's so early. All right, let's talk about what's going on today in the Northeast. Hey, it's actually pretty nice, starting with a little bit of cloud cover. I think we'll end up with a mixture of sun and clouds, though, by the afternoon. Temperatures into the 60s. Some of these spots have snow on the ground, and they're going to get into the mid-50s, low 60s. That should help melt it, although fog and rain are your #1 snow melters for sure. All right, Boston today, temperatures getting to around 62 degrees. They may have some clouds around, but it'll be much cooler over the next few days. Al Reynolds?
Keith, thank you so much. Hey, we got some amazing video from the ISS.
Yeah, absolutely. We really do. Take a look. It is stunning. The aurora lighting up the night sky. This is actually over New Zealand. The time lapse was taken by European Space Agency astronaut Alexander Gerst. That's, 250 miles above the Earth?
That's right. Aurora phenomenon happening when the Earth's atmosphere collides and interacts with particles from the sun. Well, coming up, it's a thrill ride, not for everybody, but you can enjoy it from the sidelines.
That's right. Check it out. Motorcycle documentary on any Sunday.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy, slight chance of a rain shower. High 80, winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 70, winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, sunshine and clouds mixed, high 81, winds east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Can you start tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Let's share the news tomorrow. Today we're fairly busy. Tomorrow we're booked solid. We close on the house tomorrow.
Want one of these opened up? Because tomorrow we go live, everybody.
It's a day full of promise. And often, that day arrives by train.
Big day today? Even bigger one tomorrow.
When CSX trains move forward, so does the rest of the economy. CSX, how tomorrow moves.
In the nation, misfortune doesn't take a holiday. But add brand new belongings from Nationwide and we'll replace stolen or destroyed items with brand new versions. Making sure every season is the season of giving. Just another way we put members first. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
If you have Medicare Part D, you could be at the corner of, I'm throwing away money, and I had no idea. Well, Walgreens has your back. Our expert pharmacists make it easy for you to save on your prescriptions, so you can keep your money where it belongs. Swing by Walgreens, where you could save even more with Medicare prescription copays as low as $0. At the corner of happy and healthy.
Let's get a head start on the holidays. Let's open something before Christmas. Not that. Those. And of course, a whole lot of these. Let's make merry, along with a few other things. Deck out that. Save all these and spread more of this. That's how to holiday. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. 100 count clear or multicolor incandescent lights, just $2.50.
You're clean.
Bam!
Charmin Ultra Strong cleans so much better it meets even the highest standards of clean. With a soft, DuraClean texture, Charmin Ultra Strong is 4 times stronger, and you can use up to 4 times less.
Charmin Ultra Strong.
großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. So großartige Autos werden nur in Deutschland gebaut. Ach, verdammt! I said it 3 times and it's still not true.
Performance is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200. America's import.
3 past hour live look at St. Louis. Look at that. The arch is somewhat obscured by some low-lying clouds.
Yeah, it looks like it's covered by face paint. It's crazy.
Nutty stuff.
It is.
Our producer Jason said, I thought he said there were eerie clowns out there.
Mm-hmm. Well, those too. I'm sure at someplace. Today they're actually going to stay in the 60s, but highs could drop into, the 40s by the weekend?
That's right. Look at this lunchtime, 51 in Chicago, St. Louis 56, same in St. Louis. Your high temperatures today getting up into the upper 50s to the mid-60s. But boy, by latter part of the week, jet stream dips down, and we've got a big dip.
My gosh, don't we ever. I mean, just we see those temperatures descending all across the map. Midwest certainly due for cooler times.
That's right.
That was it. It was crazy. He told me he was going to jump a football field, and I was like, all right. Then he came and asked me if I'd build him a big ramp, and that was it.
Whoa. A scene from the new documentary On Any Sunday, the next chapter, a visual thrill ride examining the lives of motorcycle enthusiasts all across the globe.
And we are so fortunate this morning. Joining us in the studio is the film's director, Dana Brown, and motorcycle stunt legend, Robbie Madison. Let's see, your dad directed the original On Any Sunday, so why did you decide to come up with another version?
Well, it was the film that inspired me to be a filmmaker, and it's been 40-something years since the original, and the opportunity came up to work with Red Bull Media House and document nut jobs like Robbie.
And Robbie, you pull off this crazy stunt jumping off a ski jump. When you're planning for something like this, where does weather fall into this? How big a factor is weather for you?
Yeah, weather's it's everything, one gust of wind or a cloud flying through the air and it'll take you down,
That's for sure. I mean, do you have to adjust right there that day, even that moment?
Yeah, 100%. The last thing I always think about before I go is testing the wind and just, really kind of the conditions are, paramount. So it's always something that's, can make a jump successful or take you down. It's you're in God's hands.
Oh, let's pick up on the weather element. What is the most difficult weather, the worst conditions you've had to deal with when performing one of these feats?
The hardest thing for me is always a crosswind, because as soon as you crosswind, you're flying, the length of a football field, and 15-mile-an-hour wind will blow you way off course. So wind's probably the hardest, and water, obviously. If it's raining, you've got the slippery conditions, and that's always detrimental.
When I'm just driving on the road and on a day where it's raining, and I see these guys on the highway and the full suits and everything, I think, man, this is nuts. But it's got to be a certain passion for you to ride in all these different kinds of weather. Forget about stunt stuff, just normal day-to-day driving.
Yeah, I think what unites them all is passion. And in the film, we shot everything from 120 degrees at the Bonneville Salt Flats to 15 below, people riding on a frozen lake in Alberta, Canada. So any weather, people seem to want to ride,
But there has to be a threshold. Is there some point where you're just going to say, you know what, the bike's staying in the garage. We're not going to go out. We're not going to deal with it.
For me, the threshold's probably like, here's mine. But for these guys, it's extreme.
Yeah, well, I think when it's a passion, you just, it overrides it. You think, once I'm in the moment, I won't be mindful of how cold it is or whatever the conditions are.
Wow. Pretty impressive, gentlemen. Thank you so much. On Any Sunday, the next chapter is in theaters nationwide on Friday. Guys, thanks so much. We'll have more on our website at weather.com. Wow. Well, still ahead, we've got Keith Carson now with our next 7 days. Keith.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Interesting stuff there. What a cool accent, too. I got to get an accent. Sounds way better when you talk. Hey, look what's going on down Dallas. Some showers there. They actually need rain in through Texas. They'll get some from this. About inch and a half should do it. By tomorrow, this is a bigger storm system, but it's a relatively warm one. So we're looking at largely rain, New York and Boston. Not going to be great, but it is going to be rain instead of snow. The only snow we'll see here across upstate New York, places like Plattsburgh, Burlington, Vermont, in through the mountains of Maine, where they're trying to open ski areas. So for the most part, they'll be okay with that. Meanwhile, the middle part of the country, quiet, hot in Los Angeles, coming in at 84 degrees at that that point. As we head into Saturday, 82 in LA. Middle part of the country quiet. Really, 90% of the country is going to be nice on Saturday. It's just a matter of temperatures being cool. Places like Boston, New York in the 40s. 50 apiece, Boston, New York on Sunday. Our next system will dive out of Canada. Blame Canada because it's coming down from there. Northern plains seeing snow through the upper Midwest as well. Al Reynolds.
All right, thank you, Keith. What goes up must come down. Warm temperatures we're enjoying, of course, getting replaced by colder air. Tom Nizzle's got the details coming up.
Yes, plus NASA astronaut Terry Virts is set to blast off to the International Space Station just a few weeks from now. We're going to speak with him coming up in a few moments.
That's all coming up after your local weather on the 8th. You're watching Wake Up with Al, the Power Hour on the Weather Channel.
There's confidence. Then there's trusting your vehicle maintenance to Ford Service confidence. Our expertise, technology, and high-quality parts mean your peace of mind. It's no wonder last year we sold over 3 million tires. And during the big tire event, get up to $140 in mail-in rebates on 4 select tires.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 80. Winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals. Low 70. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, partly cloudy. High 81. Winds east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Okay, Patrick, one more stop. Let's go base, shark, blitz. Base, shark, blitz.
When the game's on the line.
Okay, this is for the game.
The NFL trusts Duracell Quantum to power their game day communication.
Block 19 hot. Abort, he's keeping it.
Duracell Quantum lasts up to 35% longer than the competition.
Sir, we're loaded and getting ready to go. We're gonna need you on the runway.
Don't let a severe cold hold you back.
Sir?
Theraflu starts to get to work in your body in just 5 minutes. Theraflu breaks you free from your worst cold and flu symptoms. Theraflu, serious power.
Yeah, I'm married. Doesn't matter. You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning. Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis?
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so.
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
What's in a can of Del Monte green beans?
If I was a flower growing wild and free, all I'd want is you to be my sweet honeybee. And if I was a tree growing tall and green, all I'd want is you to shade me and be my lead.
This Wednesday, BBC America brings you the suspenseful 6-part can't-miss series, The Game.
We have a mole, not just in MI5, but in this group.
Clearly we can't trust him. But we can use him.
It's a trap. Run. This is an opportunity to fight for something greater than us.
Keep up anytime with Xfinity On Demand. And don't miss the premiere of the game this Wednesday at 10/9 Central on BBC America.
Did you know 7 of the 10 costliest hurricanes to make landfall in U.S. history caused insured losses in Florida? Hurricane force winds can exert more than 1 ton of pressure on an exterior door or window. Property losses from a storm can have a catastrophic impact on your finances or those of your business. Weston Insurance Company offers windstorm insurance and may be the most affordable option for your home or business. Weston, for when the wind blows.
Helpline. It's free.
Call 800-470-2613. That's 800-470-2613.
Every Monday night this fall.
What is it that produces these things?
The Weather Channel unlocks the secrets of the Earth. The all-new season continues Monday night at 9 on the Weather Channel.
53 past the hour. Welcome back to Wake Up with Al. Tomorrow on the program, we may be thinking fall, but you know what's coming? Winter. Well, we want to get you ready for the season with our winter prep rally. We're going to kick it off right here on Wake Up with Al with the science behind snow. We're also going to look at how weather will impact the items you need to keep in your car as those flakes start to fly. Speaking of flakes, we want to head now to the lab, and Tom Nizzle, and we're not calling you a flake, Tom. We're just talking about this system that in the latter part of the week that could be bringing some flakes. I think I explained that pretty well, didn't I?
You worked your way out of that one, Al. Thank you. I do appreciate that. I'll owe you on that. By the way, the winter weather expert's favorite breakfast is Frosted Flakes, so we'll go from there. Hey, the cold air is starting to mass up in northern Canada. Let's take a look. I like to look at northern Canada this time of the year because that is the source region for the cold air that produces the snow as it comes down into the United States. So let's take a look at the jet stream right now. It's running pretty much in a west-east track. We call this a zonal flow here, the cold air locked up in Canada. But as we get into the latter part of the week in particular, you see the dip in the jet stream across the Great Lakes and then into New England here in that Friday through Saturday time frame. And oh, by the way, we'll talk about this later. There's some colder air that's massing up around Hudson Bay that is going to dive into the U.S. the early part of next week. So let's stick with this week first. We're going to go back to this low. This is a Clipper system moving very quickly out of the northern plains, very moisture starved. But as it gets to the east coast, some jet energy really intensifies the system. It picks up Atlantic moisture, brings it back into New England here once again. We know how much snow we got in places like Maine last week. I'll tell you what, early on here, we've got relatively warm air and mainly a rain event. But as we get into the latter part of Friday, you see how these freezing temperatures drop across Maine where there's still moisture being brought into interior Maine? Well, that has a concern for me. I really think we're going to see some significant precipitation there in the form of snow. The system moves out very quickly, though. That's the good news. So in the Friday time frame, we are going to see snow, mainly elevation snows, the Appalachians where it's colder at higher elevations, and then into upstate New York, places like the Adirondacks. And I'll tell you what, as we get into that Friday night time frame, take a look, as much as 8 to 12 inches of snow again in places like Caribou, 5 to 8 inches for a good part of Maine. After all that they've gone through, by the way, still 31,000 people at last check without power there. Let's hope we can get them back up and get that power restored before this next snow event. We'll keep you updated throughout the day. I'll send it back over to you.
Okay, Tom, thanks so much. Well, let's take a look at what you can expect in terms of the forecast for the Northeast. Take a look, seeing some scattered showers in upstate. Some of the Finger Lakes may deal with the rain, but then the windy conditions are really going to prevail in places like Buffalo. Beautiful day, though. We're going to trade the clouds for sunshine and then clear skies. In Burlington, though, expect the clouds first. Then we're going to have an appearance in the sunshine, and the temperatures staying mainly into the 50s until you get to 7 p.m., dropping to the 40s. Across parts of the Midwest, the Great Lakes, looks pretty good, but it's also going to feel kind of cool in a few spots. Green Bay with the showers as we get to the late afternoon. As we make our way into the Twin Cities, might see a touch of snowfall. And in Cincinnati, cloud cover along the Ohio River. And notice temperatures going up from the 40s and the 50s. For Texas, it's all about the rain. A lot of rain that you're going to be dealing with from the Gulf Coast eventually to parts of, say, the natural state into Arkansas, even into Tennessee. Scattered showers, maybe a few embedded thunderstorms. All right, Al, let's send it over to you.
Reynolds, thanks so very much. Coming up on AMHQ with Sam Champion, they're going to be taking a look in depth at the Santa Ana winds that are going to be setting up in Southern California. They're also going to be looking at the lava flow in depth, the science behind that. And Reynolds, I know you were one of those folks who noticed Mike Bettis performed perhaps the perfect answer to Bill Belichick, who was very grumpy and complaining about how bad forecasts were. Mike Bettis is live in Texas. I think Mike Bettis will have some reaction to what has been, I think, roundly seen as a spot-on rebuttal to Mr. Grumpy Pants, Bill Belichick.
I see a re-smiting possibly in the works. It could happen.
That's all coming up in just a couple of moments on AMHQ. That does it for us here on Wake Up With Al.
All right, folks, we're going to see you back here at 10 a.m. for the very latest weather updates. Sit tight.
Until then, make it a great day. We'll see you coming up.
Smiting.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. Slight chance of a rain shower. High 80. Winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 70. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, partly cloudy, high 81. Winds east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And good morning. Welcome to Wednesday. Hey, Anna Rittis, Maria's back. Woo-hoo! And we've got rain to talk about this morning. Record rains are moving into Texas. 2.1 inches of rain falling in Lubbock, making it the wettest November day on record. Some people, though, are happy about this rain in a state that needed it. The wide stretch of rain running 2,000 miles a day from the Gulf Coast all the way to Maine. Maria.
And astronomers all abuzz after a fireball lights up the skies. More than 800 reports in the eastern U.S. alone. Expert analysis on why it looks so different depending on where you were. And we talk live to those who saw it firsthand.
In your headlines, we're talking about that big shift in power. Republicans take control of the Senate, and recreational marijuana wins big across many states.
All right, good morning. It is Wednesday, November 5th, if you're keeping count of that kind of thing, but we're halfway into the week anyway. Everything you need to know to get your Wednesday started right here, AMHQ.
In Philadelphia, love ya, city of brotherly love. The Northeast hold on to one last warm day, 55 degrees this morning as you head out the door. You're going to make it up to 64 before the cold comes rushing in. And Friday, you know, by Friday, Sam, when we say rushing, it's not going to feel good. It's going to kind of hurt.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those things where we had this nice, warm breath of air right along the coastline, and then slam, we go down for the weekend. Welcome back. You were in Pennsylvania for the weekend, though. Penn State, little football game for our Maria LaRosa. All right, let's get to the wall. Walk to the wall with us, if you will. And we've got some issues to talk about here. First thing you'll notice is there's another little additional area of snow. We've got this big line of rain that stretches through the middle of the country, so let's get to it. We'll first start with the warm air that's right along the coastline. This is a really beautiful day for a lot of people from the southeast all the way through the mid-Atlantic and to the northeast. These temperatures are going to feel more comfortable, probably right where they should be, if not a little bit above in the deep south. Charleston at 77, Raleigh at 71, Norfolk at 72. Then get into the 60s right around Philadelphia, Atlantic City, 67 degrees. Let's just pause for a moment. New York, Hartford, Boston, you're going to be the first ones to get this shot of cool air, the next one that moves in. So enjoy today. You can see the temperatures are already starting to cool off a little bit back off to the west. This is the last mild day. Let's get into some of the moisture that we are seeing move across the map, and this one in the form of snow. We've got this introductory pocket of cold air. This is the first one of several that will come all the way through the weekend, and with that, that's already a little line of snow showing showing up. So we've got Tom Nizzle in the house. We're going to break this down. From Fargo to Duluth is the first line of snow. Where does this snow and cold air go? He's going to check us out and make sure we understand for the next couple of days how deep this next pocket of cold air is. Meanwhile, into the deep south, it was a very rainy day in Texas yesterday, all the way through Louisiana. Had some areas that picked up in the past couple of days 3 to 5 inches of rain and up to 5 to 8 inches of rain in some areas in West Texas. So this is the forecast amounts of rain. We're still going to see up to an inch of rain today in Dallas and Houston. We'll see a bit more. Let's get to Mike Bettis. We're talking about that rain. It's 2,000 miles of rain. And Mike, Dallas picked up that good soaking rain. There's another 2 to 4 inches of rain possible in Texas today.
Yeah, and I think that's a great thing. You know, this is the exact kind of rain that we need, Sam. It's like an all day long, steady rain, soaks into the ground, perfect to help just chip away at that drought. We got sprinkles this morning. It's a dreary, cold morning. Just take a look at the skyline of Dallas. The tall building there in green, that is Bank of America Plaza. That building's 920 feet tall. You can't see the top of it. That's because we have low clouds this morning, a cloud deck at about 600 feet. So the top third of the building not even visible this morning. And you know, from those clouds falling plenty of rain. We've seen it here over the past 24 hours. Fort Worth, where we were yesterday when it was election day, a lot of people out there voting. They were splashing through puddles, running in and out of their polling locations. It was a breezy day yesterday. Winds gusted to almost 40 miles an hour on top of the 1 1/4 inches of rain that we got here. And it was just a cold day, too. Temperatures hovered right around 60, just under 60 degrees. So it was an uncomfortable day to be out, that's for sure. Now, this morning, not nearly the heavier rain that we saw yesterday, but it's going to be a steady, slow, a drizzle, light rain for you this morning. The roadways are already wet here in Dallas. You can see that on the radar, and you can see it in our pictures here. One thing we'll notice is not as much rain today, maybe another 1/4 of an inch in our forecast, but pretty much dreary all day long, unfortunately. All right, well, let's talk a little bit more about this and how far this rain stretches. Let's check in with Dr. Greg Postel this morning. Greg, hard to believe how many miles this thing goes, about 2,000 miles of rain this morning.
Yeah, it does, Mike. That's a good point. And this actually has a tropical connection, and you might not think about that because temperatures there where Mike is, they're in the 50s. But let's look at the satellite pictures, and you can see before your eyes the tropical connection between former tropical storm and Hurricane Vance right over there in the last couple days moved northeastward over Mexico. It's now disintegrating, no longer a tropical cyclone, but look at these clouds that are emanating northeastward from it, guys. This is the plume of moisture that is flowing northward into Texas and helping it rain there, no doubt about that. If you look at the surface analysis right now, we've got that front. You know, there would likely be some rain there regardless of Vance or the remnants of it moving through. But this is adding extra tropical kick to some of this rain right in there, even though, as I mentioned, behind that front, it's in the 50s. That's pretty chilly. So right now on the radar, it's going to be raining. Mostly, we think, over central and southern Texas today, as accurately Mike pointed out. San Antonio, Victoria, and you can sort of show here on the future radar where the most likely area of heavy rain is going to be, and that's right down in there. San Antonio, Houston, Corpus Christi, College Station, everywhere in between. Watch out for some big rains today. And this is how much we think is going to fall, really, when you look at the numbers here. 3 to 5 down there, 2 to 3 up near the Red River Valley of the North. Unfortunately, that's where they need it the most in terms of the drought. They're not going to get much out of this. Today, it's going to be mostly centered across southern Texas. And I've got a drought monitor here to show you the places that absolutely need it the most down in here. They still need it down here, and they're going to get some, but the places that need it the most up there had their turn yesterday. It kind of works out that way. Maria, back to you.
All right, Greg. So we were talking about how cool it's staying with that rainfall, but we're seeing that rainfall be a dividing line of where it's still kind of warm and where it's definitely not. Let's take 2 cities on either side of this front. We have Memphis on one side, Atlanta on the other. Notice both cities, same average high this time of year, but Memphis 58 today. Actually, you've seen your high for the day already, so you're getting cooler with that front coming on through. We're still out ahead of it, Atlanta, all the way up to 72 degrees. So pick your spot on the map. Where are you? Where would you rather be? Well, just about everyone's starting off in the 50s for the most part. You've got 53 in Atlanta, Columbia at 50 degrees, Raleigh into the upper 40s. But you find the front by looking at the difference in colors, right? To the south of it, 60s and 70s, 74 in Montgomery, 77 in Jacksonville. But Nashville and Memphis, you never make it out of the 50s. Also pointing out, see where there's shades of the green there? It's where you have the cloud cover, where you have the showers today. So it's kind of a twofold way to keep you cool today. But we are seeing sort of this double dip. A few chances to see a cool down. We've got the big front that's coming later next week, and that is going to be a huge change up for everyone on the map. We're talking 5 to 10 degrees below the average. And this time of year, you know, we're starting to see our averages go down. You're going to feel it. So for tomorrow, already Atlanta, 69 degrees, Nashville still into the 50s, and you still have some red on the map. That starts to go away by Friday. Look at where we are in Atlanta, 58, Nashville, 54, 63 in Montgomery. And Sam, the average high in the 50s for Atlanta doesn't happen until December. So yes, by Friday, a little bit more like December.
All right. I'm not ready for that yet, but thanks, Maria. Okay, let's get to the lava story in Hawaii. The Hawaii Civil Defense says lava is still active, but it actually has stopped moving. We've been tracking this story for more than a week now. That molten river of lava threatening to destroy homes in Pahoa, the village of Pahoa, stalled out Thursday, some 300 feet from the first home on the edge of the village. Now, small breakouts of lava have been found just to the north of the area. Onlookers, of course, are being advised to stay well away from these breakouts. The flow has widened in the pasture just below the Pahoa Cemetery, so to keep an eye on this, as we reported yesterday, President Obama has signed an emergency declaration calling it a major disaster. And for Hawaii, that means they get to free up federal money and resources to help deal with the threat from this lava flow. Although that's good news, we have one huge question. Why has the lava stopped moving? We're going to get underneath that volcano. We're going to show you what's active, what's pushing the lava, why it stopped, and will it continue? We're going to do that right here on AMHQ. We're also going to track the cold air for you. But first, here's your forecast this morning.
Currently in our area, 75 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed, slight chance of a rain shower. High 80, winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 70, winds east-northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, partly cloudy, high 81, winds east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Minutes after the hour. Hello, America, but good morning to you, Buffalo, New York. A gorgeous shot right here. Temperatures are really going to be on the way down. They're falling all across the Northeast, and pretty soon we're going to be talking about something else coming from the sky with this cold air. In places like Buffalo, you made it up to 61 yesterday. Today, 52. But by tomorrow, the rain moves in, and lows in the 20s and 30s by Friday morning and beyond could mean that we could see some snow on the ground there. But let's get to the forecast, and we'll talk about exactly what's going on. Because first of all, we just want you to enjoy today in most locations. Gorgeous shot that's coming out of Washington, D.C. This morning and last night. But let the cooling trend begin after the day today. So from Washington, D.C. all the way north, it'll be probably your last day to enjoy these temperatures. Cloudy skies stay with you for a good part of the day today, but so does some warm air. We'll take New York as the example. 64 degrees is where we're going for a high temperature. We'll ramp it up during the day today, but almost all day long it'll stay fairly cloudy. That's a trend for most of the East Coast, so don't feel like you're alone in this. But here's what you get the first look at, and that's the next shot of cold air. This air dips in, and it probably causes a little bit of light snow today across the northern reaches here, the border with the U.S. and Canada. Then we'll watch that dip in the jet stream head right for the northeast. Now that's after today's high temperature, so we're on a downward trend after the comfortable day today. And then we'll notice another pool of cold air back up to the west that kind of sets itself in for next week as well. Let's get through this one first. About 5 to 15 degrees below the normal mark, but don't worry about it today. Boston, you're 56 degrees at 7 a.m. New York, 58. Philly, 52. State College, you come in at 52 degrees. It feels really nice this morning and will continue to look good throughout the day. Clouds won't stop the warm up. We're going to 64 degrees by the time we get to New York, 62 in Boston. Bangor, you're just out of reach into the 50s there, but it looks like Philly's at about 64 degrees. Washington, this close to 70 degrees. It's how nice of a day it is. Take Boston as what happens on average over the next couple of days. We'll do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, your forecast days. Sure, we're going to take a long, lingering look at it. We'll have this nice number, 62, Then we'll drop. By Friday and Saturday, you're not back to the normal mark. You're close to it by the time we get to 54 degrees on Tuesday. But it's a while that this cold air lasts. So don't think this one's in and out. Maria?
Yeah, slower recovery. All right, Sam, thank you. At 11 minutes past the hour, it is no secret sea levels are rising around the world. And already researchers in New Jersey have seen some significant changes. A group of researchers are monitoring a swamp to determine how wetlands are keeping up with the pace of rising sea levels. Marshes can slow down storm surge in events like Superstorm Sandy and protect inland areas. But this once grassy marsh is now filled with water.
If there's fewer marshes, the land areas, the houses will be impacted more by flooding.
And experts say water levels will only rise faster in the future. Coming up on 12 minutes past the hour, now let's get you ahead of the news stories shaping your day with Anaritis Rodriguez and the headlines. Anaritis, election, big news.
Yes, Maria, good morning, everyone. Republicans taking control of the Senate and full control of Congress for the first time since 2006, and this after Tuesday's midterm elections in Kentucky. Senator Mitch McConnell has a new job.
It's time to turn this country around.
McConnell now becomes Senate Majority Leader after winning re-election. Republicans also held onto seats in Georgia and Kansas and defeated incumbents in